Good evening. I call to order this regular meeting of the Minnehaha County Planning Commission and will begin with a few introductory comments. As a courtesy to everyone here tonight, please make sure that all cell phones have been silenced. Please note that tonight's Planning Commission meeting will be rebroadcast via CityLink and posted on the www.minnehahacounty.gov site for viewing by the general public. Any final action taken on the conditional use permit applications tonight will take effect 5 working days following this meeting unless a written appeal of the Planning Commission's decision is filed in the Planning Office by Monday, May 5th, 2025 at 5 p.m. In the event of an appeal, the decision will be referred to the County Commission for a hearing on Tuesday, May 20th, 2025 at or after 9 a.m. The affected parties will be notified of the meeting date, and meetings of the County Commission are held in this same room. First on the agenda is public input. Is there anyone who wishes to speak on an item that is not on the agenda? At this time, the Planning Commission will consider the consent agenda. Items on the consent agenda are perceived to be non-controversial and meet all the requirements of the codes and regulations. The consent agenda will be acted on in one motion with no public hearing on the items unless a member of the public, the commission, or staff requests the item be removed from the consent agenda. Next, I'll read each item on the consent agenda. I'll ask if you have any issues or comments from the Planning Commission or the audience. And if any member of the Planning Commission or the audience would like to be heard on the item, please raise your hand and an item will be moved to the regular agenda to allow you to address the commission later in the meeting. Any items remaining on the consent agenda will be approved by the Planning Commission with the conditions recommended by staff. Item number 1 on the consent agenda is to approve the minutes of the March 24th, 2025 meeting. Item number 2 is conditional use permit 25-16 to exceed 10,000 square feet of commercial building area, requesting 12,760 square feet on the property legally described as the west 722.8 feet, the north 411.9 feet, the south half, government lot 2, southwest quarter. There is an exception of H-1, end of exception. Section 7, Township 102 North, Range 49 West, that is in Mapleton Township. Petitioner is CNR Properties, LLC. They're also the property owner. Location, 25782 472nd Avenue. Is there anyone from the audience, the staff, or the commission wish to address this item? Item number 3 is conditional use permit 25-18 to exceed 3,600 square feet of accessory building space, requesting 8,080 square feet on the property legally described as Tract 5, Indian Hills Estates, North Half, Section 8, Township 101 North, Range 48 West, that is in Split Rock Township. Petitioner and property owner are Michael Smith, located at 2208 North Indian Hills Trail. Anyone from the staff, commission, or audience wish to address this item? No. Okay, item number 4, conditional use permit 25-19 to allow an agricultural related operation. It's an agricultural lime storage and shipping, that's in parentheses, on the property legally described as Tract 2A, Swenson's Tracts, Northwest Quarter, Section 35, Township 104 North, Range 48 West, that is in Logan Township. Petitioner and property owner are Mark Jonas, located at 24944 482nd Avenue. Anyone from staff? Okay. Okay, so item number 4 will be moved to the regular agenda. Move on to number 5, conditional use permit 25-20 to transfer one building eligibility from the northeast quarter. There is an exception of H-1 and H-2, end of exception. In the north half, southeast quarter, another exception of H-1 and accept Anson's addition, end of exception. Section 25 to the east 400 feet, the south half, the southwest quarter. Another exception of Wheelie Track 1 and accept H-1, end of exception. Section 24, all within Township 103 North, Range 48 West, Edison Township. Petitioner is David Greenlee. Property owner is Troy Dolly, located approximately 1 mile west of Garrettson. Anyone from the staff, commission, or audience wish to address this item? Item number 6, conditional use permit 25-21 to exceed 1,600 square feet of accessory building space, requesting 2,730 square feet on the property legally described as Lot 1, Block 1, Country Villa Estates Edition, Section 26, Township 101 North, Range 51 West. That is in Wall Lake Township. Property owner and petitioner is Thomas Hanisch, located 26694 Prairie Avenue. Anyone from the commission, staff, or audience wish to address this item? Item number 7, conditional use permit 25-22 to exceed 3,600 square feet of accessory building space, requesting 5,060 square feet on the property legally described as Tract 1, Hogs Edition, Southeast Quarter, Section 2, Township 102 North, Range 50 West, Benton Township. Petitioner and property owner Michael Runge, located at 47080 257th Street. Anyone from the staff, commission, or audience wish to address this item? Item number 8, conditional use permit 25-23 to exceed 3,600 square feet of accessory building space, requesting 6,517 square feet on the property legally described as Lucas Edition. There is an exception of H-1 and H-2, end of exception. Southeast Quarter, Section 10, Township 102 North, Range 50 West, Benton Township. Owner and petitioner are Kevin Boyson, located at 25775 470th Avenue. Anyone from the staff, commission, or audience wish to address this item? Okay, I will need a motion to approve all except item number 4, which has been moved to the regular agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda except for item number 4.
Second.
I have a motion and seconded to approve the consent agenda except for item number 4. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, we move number 4 to the regular agenda. And Kevin. And those of you that have been approved, you're free to go.
Good evening, I'm Kevin Hookman from the County Planning Department. This request, item number 2519, item number 4, is an agricultural related operation located on the described property. This will handle agricultural limestone as the product. With a conditional use permit, a property in the A1 agricultural zoning district may have an ag-related operation that handles storage and shipping of farm products. I will note at the beginning here that this agricultural lime does not include lime sludge that is used in water treatment plants. Lime sludge is a product that is considered regulated as a solid waste and need additional permitting. So this property is located along the county highway 482nd, right at the map here. The petitioner has submitted building plans, site plans, and narrative to support his request, including another additional building of 80 feet wide and 112 feet long. The existing building that's on the site, you can see on this map, will be utilized for repair and maintenance of shop and for the business equipment. The proposed new building will be located further east on the property, and then further east of that, I'll bring up the site plan. So this would be the new building area. Further east of that would be the parking area, and then further east of that is the lime storage area. The proposed parking area here should improve the appearance of the property as it'll remove the parking area close to the road. The petitioner has been utilizing the property as an existing building for his business. It should be noted that if the CUP is approved, the Planning Commission has the ability to ensure that compliance of the conditions is met. If the CUP is denied, staff will have to begin a code enforcement process and remove the business from the property. As far as the conditional use permit criteria, I'm going to jump to criteria number 5 because that's staff has received some concern over criteria 5. The measures are taken to control offensive odor, fumes, dust, noise, vibration, and other lighting, inclusive of lighted signs, so that none of these will constitute a nuisance. So with the lime product being something that's lightweight and uncovered material, storage runs the risk of creating dust. Staff has received complaints that dust from the storage piles on the property has blown on windy days. And the person who sent those complaints also submitted photos of the dust blowing from the lime piles. The lime can cause irritation to skin and eyes. And also staff has some concerns regarding the close proximity of the lime storage to the West Pipestone Creek, which is just north of the property here. Staff suggestion was that the lime should be covered, the storage pile, either with plastic from like a silage plastic or using like a hoop building or some sort of a means like such as that as submitted by the petitioner. As we work to the recommendation, that is what the condition number 3 has listed for conditions of approval. The lime storage shall be covered, and the petitioner submit plans for covering the stored lime for approval by a planning director before June 27th, 2025. So that is, I believe that the petitioner will be addressing that particular condition. I would also at this time bring up condition 8 that will need a correction for staff error. All outdoor storage shall be located as depicted on the site plan. No storage or parking shall be kept, and it should be west of the westmost accessory building. And that was mixed up in the directions. So that would remove this area here from the storage ability for any equipment or other items from the property. With that being addressed, overall staff is still recommending approval of the conditional use permit with the 11 conditions, and I am here for any questions.
Any questions for him? Guess not. Is the petitioner here? Please step forward and state your name and address.
Mark Jonas, 24944 482nd Avenue, Garrettson, South Dakota.
Any questions for him?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I guess I was just wondering, what's your time frame on the turnover of this lime? How long do you keep it there? What your treatment is and all that before you ship it out and stuff?
The thing is, we bring it back from down south. It's actually a ground up rock. So we stockpile it there. Then in the fall of the year, we deliver it to the fields and spread it.
Okay. How many tons you usually bring in, you think?
Oh, I don't know. What are you thinking, Jason? 10? 8?
We've never had more than 6.
6? Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Because a lot of times what we do, we'll make a deal with the farmers if we can bring it straight to their pile.
So covering it with the tarp and all that is pretty,
The problem with covering it with a tarp, you create condensation, and now the product gets hard as a rock.
yeah.
And it won't go through the spreader. So
Go ahead, Cindy.
I'm just wondering what your plans are. I was thinking the same thing. The tarp doesn't really work, but what would be your plans for, by June 27th on how to keep it from blowing around?
actually, we were gonna build a retaining wall, the big cement blocks.
Yep.
So the prevailing winds are usually out of the northwest, so And the only complaint that was to the north. So we was gonna put a wall up, so it cannot. So there's plenty of trees on the east side, and there's plenty of trees on the south side. And we did plant evergreens in there,
Okay.
so we can put a wall up to prevent any, usually it's just condensation overnight, it'll create a crust, and it does not blow. So, if a guy gotta push it up, of course you're gonna have some blowing. I mean, it's just inedible, And it,
Go ahead.
Kevin, would a retaining wall satisfy your number 8, or number 3, excuse me?
Yeah, the way that the condition is written, you would have to amend that condition to allow the wall, perhaps even, so you said it was gonna be on the north side of oh, here we go.
so we're gonna put cause this is the northwest, and then here's the pile.
Let's pull it up.
There it is.
So yeah, to address the condition, it would have to be amended, and it could be amended to accept the site plan as shown.
Do you feel that will, I mean, you've been there, we have not. Will that alleviate the issue?
I guess having the trees here planted, sorry, you can probably, those at home can't hear me. Having trees here would help a lot, planted and of significant size. The wall, I suppose we should also state a height of the wall. Maybe, I don't know, 6, 8 feet, something like that.
Height and length. I
Height and
think we need to,
102 feet long there.
okay,
Okay, 102 feet long.
oh yeah.
We'd probably go 8 feet tall.
Number 3 would be accept the site plan as proposed for 102 by 8 foot concrete block wall to eliminate blowing. Do we have to put that?
I don't think, don't use the word eliminate. Just
Okay.
address,
Okay.
address blowing, because
Right.
potentially
Yeah,
you could
right.
have a little blow off, and then
Right.
we have people saying, well, it said eliminate.
And I would add trees on the south side.
Would that be a part of number 3?
Yep.
And what do we want for trees? We should have a length of how many trees? Oh, yep,
I'm Linda Jonas, Mark's wife. Actually, those trees that are Xed on that right there, they're fully grown. They're already there. So
Okay.
we've got trees all around there, and then all the X's, those are on the,
Yeah, so down here is on the south side, those are all trees
yep,
right
that's
there.
fully grown.
They're full mature trees.
okay.
And then to the east side then too, which is over here, is all full-grown trees.
Right.
Okay.
These are, but right here we took some out, but we put evergreens in to help for the slow to wind.
So the trees have already been planted?
Yes.
Okay. So that doesn't need to be in there, Kevin? Okay.
And that whole area too, that is about 102 feet, and they were proposing at least having 90 feet of the concrete block.
So 90 feet instead of 102?
Well,
No.
that
Oh,
whole
okay.
area.
We were
and-
gonna go 102,
Okay.
they kind of proposed 90 or whatever.
Okay. So our number 3 would be changed to accept a site plan as proposed with a 102 by 8-foot concrete block wall. Is that enough, Scott? That would be, do you want me to make an amend? I want to amend the recommendations put forward by the staff to the number 3 that I just said, and slash the number 3 that's on there. That would be my motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second.
And are we voting on the amendment?
Just the
Just on-
amendment, yep,
Correct.
in case there's something else.
Yes, we're voting on the amendment right now. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Cindy.
do we have, Scott, I'm asking you, or Kevin, do we need to change number 8 where it is written in here as east? Do we have to make a motion to amend that?
Yes.
Okay, then I would make a motion to amend staff recommendations on number 8 to change both those easts to west.
I'll second.
No?
I'm sorry. This was to the far west building, and
Yeah, I
everything's
think
gonna
I
be
heard right.
east to the far west building.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I change that way, Kevin, that's correct then.
That'd
So
be
we're going to change the words, the 2 ones that say east to west.
Second that motion.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay,
Madam Chair. I have a
Becky?
question. Kevin, you mentioned that you were concerned about the closeness to the creek. Do we have any idea about drainage or flooding related to that?
Actually, the wall would be a pretty good help some of that drainage as it would block towards that wall. I did take a screenshot of the contours. You'll see that the area here is quite a bit higher than the creek. It's about the same elevation as the house, so it wouldn't be in any sort of flood danger. And I think the wall would do a good help in preventing the flow of the product.
okay, any other questions for him?
Thank you.
I guess not. Anyone else care to address this item? Commissioners?
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve with the 2 amendments already approved.
I'd second that.
Okay. I have a motion and a second to approve conditional use Okay, a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Any old business?
No,
New business?
no.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, everyone.